Made another return to the Gunnison this year. It's going to be a hot one, I'm afraid, based on what's happening in the weather department. Uh, couldn't bring the dogs along. It's going to be too dangerous for them in a couple of places I wanted to wade, and Sue opted out. So here I go down the hill, that big steep hill going down to the main stem of the river just below the forks. It looks like an easy road. It's not. There I got all the way down to the parking lot and worked my way up along the bank. Kind of African Queen style to get up to some shallower water where it's actually fishable. And we're making a few casts here now. It was a warm day to start with, and it got hotter as the day went along. But there were fish here, and I was able to cook a couple, three right down below. Decent size, used two different kinds of flies, both on the surface because as you can see, the water's quite shallow. So I used a smaller stimulator and then trailed it with a little bit of a yellow Sally thing. This one's a decent fish. This one turned out to be maybe 15, 16 inches long. All the fish are browns. I did not see a rainbow anywhere on this. So I worked back and forth along this 400-yard stretch of water for maybe three or four passes and used different types of flies up and down. Um, I was very surprised to not catch anything on a nymph. I thought this time of day, with barely a few yellow sallies in the air, that I would have no success at all on the surface. But those browns seemed to look up. Yeah, this one was fun. For something new, I changed everything out and put a green-bodied, foam-bodied grasshopper imitation on. I didn't think I'd have any success, and but boy, there he went. That fish and the one that you'll see following this one were about all I did before I threw in the towel on this stretch and moved a bit further upstream. But it was fun to catch fish on a variety of flies anyway. These browns were definitely not menses. Yeah, for this brown and the ones that follow and were preceded by these guys, you're never going to see me pick one up. Like hopefully a bunch of more conservative mind people, we were going to try to wet release almost everything. So I always try to let them go in the water. I hopped back in the van and hoofed it over the hill to the Black Canyon stem of the Gunnison. Took a look downstream, walked upstream a ways. Finally found a little monarch butterfly. I hadn't seen one in years, so that's great. There's a riffle up ahead where I did spend a little bit of time. It's still bruisingly hot out, and I just couldn't take much more of it. It was good to be in the water and let the water cool my bloodstream down. There's a double on a pair of browns. I got them off in a hurry. Finished up on the Black Canyon stem, drove back over the hill again and parked under this favorite camping place we have under a gigantic cottonwood tree. But unfortunately, even in the shade, it registered 100 degrees. So I headed back toward Redstone. There I drove up to our favorite place overlooking the beautiful Ragged Mountains and camped for the night up there. Got up the next morning, made my high test mocha drink. Uh, did my best imitation of Joe Biden getting out of bed in the morning, I guess, and strolled over to the edge of the cliff, looking up the river at the Crystal River, and it's still running way too high. So I made it back to the car, packed everything up, and got home to Vail by 8:30 in the morning. It was not a bad day.